I slammed the kid against the locker, and then, hey, what's up, guys? Trixoy here, back again with another video. If you guys haven't watched the last video, it was a little bit of a different story. Kind of went on a little bit of a commentary. Now we're getting back to the Dumber Days series. If you guys enjoyed, please like, subscribe, comment. You know the gist. Episode I don't even know anymore, but let's fucking do this. School fight. You're ready. Let's go. So this story is going back to my grade 11 year of high school. I was not getting up to any good at this time. Probably was getting up to my peak dumb shit. That's why this story fits right into the Dumber Days series. We're going to get a little backstory going on here. So at the time I was with this one girl, and that one girl had a friend, and that friend had a boyfriend. Or it was a situation, but we'll just refer to it as that my girlfriend's friend's boyfriend. Me and him we didn't really get along well, you know? I mean, we hung out once or twice. I didn't really mind the dude, but he wasn't my favorite. And at this time of my life, I wasn't going through the best time. I was struggling with some grass addictions. Like, I was smoking a lot of grass, doing bad stuff. But anyways, he started bad-mouthing me a little bit to his girlfriend. And I didn't like that, you know? I'm like, if you want to tell me something, tell me it to my face. But he'd be a little bitch. He would never talk to me straight up. So one day, I was going to let it go, you know? I was like, you know what? Not worth my hassle. I got enough stuff I need to deal with. I'll let whatever go. And I know, but what happened is one day, he did something in specific, and that heated me up. I believe at the time he was rambling off to his girlfriend. I'm going to try and act like I'm him. You know that kid Trixoy? He's such a drug addict, you know? Like, he's such a drug addict. He gets up to no good. Shouldn't be hanging around him. And I don't know why that pressed me so hard, but, like, I got heated. And I did not like that. And then he ended up ditching that one girl. And then my girlfriend at the time was mad at him. I was mad at him. And then, of course, my girlfriend's friend was mad at him. And then I don't really know what happened, but they told me how he was rambling his mouth about me. And it was just one too many times. And he pissed me off a few times before, but I don't really remember what I was mad about. So at this time, I had enough of this shit. And I was like, you know what? I knew the next day I went to school, I was gonna fucking fight him. Like, I was gonna fuck him up. Like, I was done listening to this shit. So the day came around. I told my girlfriend at the time, I was like, yo, this is what's going on at this time. I need you to help me set this up. Because the thing is we went to a pretty big high school, so it's like, it's not easy to run into this kid. We didn't have any same classes and stuff. So I remember in the one intermission period, right as the class is finished swapping, I got my girlfriend to text his ex-girlfriend to tell her to meet him in the hallway at said time. But guess who would be in the hallway at said time? Me. And you know what? Initially, I didn't really think I was going to fight him. I was just going to fucking tell him off for running his mouth because I was done hearing about it. And you know, I had an image I was trying to keep. I didn't want him talking down on my name. And anyways, he was running his mouth. So I finally confronted him about it. So this is kind of what happened. I walk up. It's a long hallway, okay? And it's like, if you look at it this way, it's like a long hallway and it goes to an outdoor. After the long hallway, it goes outdoor to the school. But if you go back from the doorway, then you get into the main entrance of the school. So the hallways were empty, so I was waiting out there, and I wanted to look tough, you know? So underneath my hoodie, I took off my hoodie, and I had a little wife beater on. And I'm not a skinny dude. Like, I have a bit of muscle. Like, I wouldn't say jacked, but at the time, I was a little buff, you know? Like, and this dude was not that big. Like, he was about the same height as me, but he probably weighed $120, $130 max. So anyways, he walks out to the hallway. I remember my girlfriend's sister, and my girlfriend's friend were all standing there watching. And I confronted him, and this is kind of what went down. I don't know word for word, but I went up to him. I said, yo, what am I going to call him? Yo, Tyler, listen up. I heard you've been saying blah, 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 blah about me. And then he said, oh, I'm not really sure, man. I don't know what you're talking about. That wasn't me. And I was like, well, no, I know for a fact you've been saying this about me, Tyler, and I don't like it. He's like, well, that's not me, man. I don't know what you're talking about. You know, like, trust me, we're cool, we're good. And I said, but are we? Are we good? Are we cool? I don't know about that. You know what? I think you need to get taught a lesson. And he looks at me, confused. And he went silent. At that point, he said something. I don't remember exactly what he said, but I just saw red, man. I was angry. I grabbed this dude by the top of his shirt. I'm surprised I didn't rip his shirt. I grabbed him by the top of his shirt and slammed his ass into the lockers. Like, completely slammed him. And then as soon as he's in the lockers, I pressed him against the lockers and was yelling my brains out at him. And this is in school, in the hallways. I was yelling at him. I was angry. And then I fucking headbutted him right in the nose. Just straight up, boom. Hit him right square in the face with my head. Why did I not punch him? Why did I headbutt him? Because I thought that was badass. And you know what? It was. And he was sore. He did not. And then I looked at him after I hit him with my head. I headbutted his ass. He looked at me, and I knew I couldn't hit him again. Because he looked like he saw a ghost. He probably pissed his pants. So I just let him sit there and chill, you know? Whatever. I'll leave it be. You can sit there scared. I just fucking grabbed my hoodie off the ground, grabbed my fucking book bag, and walked the fuck out. Type shit. I remember as well as right after all this happened, a teacher walked out. And he was like, what's going on here? Like, he looked confused as shit. Like, he's like, bro, I don't get paid enough to fucking deal with this kid. And I was just like, nothing. And I walked out. Sure enough, he was my teacher next year, and he's actually a dope-ass teacher. Shout out to, I'm not going to say your name, but you know, if you know, that dude is dope as shit. But, you know, after all this happened, got confronted by the teacher, got in the fight. I sprinted off, ran away, went out the school, ended up going back to school, having a meeting. Somehow talked my way into only getting a 1-day suspension, surprisingly. Probably should have got more. Luckily didn't. But moral of the story is, you know what? If you don't have to use physical violence for your conflicts, don't. But if you have to, fucking do it, man. Just do it. Teach them a lesson. Just don't go behind bars. I was a teenager, so I got away with it. But if that happened now, probably wouldn't be so lucky. Anyways, guys, that is going to be all for today's video. Dumber Days series is back. If you guys enjoy this type of video, you know, let me know. Hit that subscribe button. Like the video. Black Ops 7 coming soon. More videos, more gameplay. Shit's hype. Thanks for watching. Tricksoy is out.